How is your water intake? Let's look back at yesterday and with kindness evaluate how we did on our water. Why would this is the magnesium moment that happens every Monday. Why would there be a concern about water? Because healthy women are hydrated women. Magnesium is hydrophilic. And so it moves more efficiently in a hydrated body. Staying on top of water intake is incredibly important if you are like me and want to stay at magnesium cell saturation. So, how'd you do? Post it in the comments below. Let me know how you did on your water. And I know I've been focusing on water because I did not do so well on my water during our move. And so I'm recommitted to being hydrated at all times. Now, I've gotten to the point of dehydration that just water was not enough. I needed to take electrolytes with it also. And sometimes I use a store-bought version of electrolytes, and sometimes I make my own electrolytes, just depending on where I'm at and what's happening at the time and what's the simplest way for me to get those in. Because salt determines the input and the output of water in the cell. No one can tell you how much salt you need. It depends on specific medications you might be on. It depends on the sodium intake you get, like from canned foods and things like that. And so it's something that you have to play with to find that place that's a good amount of salt without going too heavy on the salt. And one way that you can do that is just add a little bit more salt every day. And we don't want to have tightness, when you put a ring on. We don't want any swelling in our ankles. Those would all be signs of too much salt. Now, I need much more salt than my husband does. And so, learning and building that relationship with salt to keep you hydrated is a part of maintaining magnesium cell saturation. And speaking of magnesium, did I tell you that today is the last day of buy one magnesium, get one free? Now, a little clue, whenever I do a BOGO, there's been an issue at the warehouse. And so there's a spacing issue, or it would cost me more to shuttle it over to this warehouse. And that just seems silly to pay to move it versus giving you the benefits of a great price. And right now, the economy's tough for a lot of people. Stress levels are increasing. We used to get maybe 1 to 2 applicants a week looking for jobs, and we're getting between 20 and 30 a day, which tells me more people are out there looking for work. And so buy one, get one free also is a great way to stock up on your magnesium, and it has an indefinite shelf life. If you've had magnesium sitting on that shelf for years, you're golden. It still is good. It does not deteriorate by sitting on the shelf for a long time. And we've tested it in cold, we've tested it in hot. And the only thing that starts to cause an issue is if it freezes, you'll have to reincorporate the magnesium back into the brine. And so shaking and agitating that magnesium will need to happen so that you're not getting one dose of magnesium that the soak levels are really high and another one that they're much lower. So that's the only issue that I've seen in the last 25 years come up with storing magnesium. And the other thing that's really fabulous about buy one, get one free on magnesium 32-ounce soak is we need to saturate our cells. And currently, stress levels are high. I I don't think there's been a day that's gone by the last couple weeks that someone hasn't shared with me that their stress levels are high because of things that are completely out of their control. And that's a hard place to be. And it kicks us into fight or flight. Magnesium helps bring you back down because no healing happens in fight or flight. We need to be in rest and renew, and magnesium helps you to do that. And so doing the 30-day challenge and you need 2 bottles because each bottle does 16 days for an adult, quarter of a cup in a bowl of water just for your feet or in the bathtub, no jetted bathtubs. It's a great way to saturate your cells. And if you've been feeling stressed, maybe aging parents or relationships within your family or a lost job, if, those things that sometimes happen, your magnesium burn rate goes up. And you have to offset that by supplying your body with more magnesium. So that's why I opened up this live talking about hydration. Hydration is a foundational piece to maintaining or creating cell saturation. Magnesium is hydrophilic. It moves more efficiently in a body that is hydrated. And having buy one, get one free, staying hydrated is a great way to manage your magnesium levels so that you're bringing your burn rate down. Now, as Shelly and I were setting up for the live today, it sounded like there was a bird on her shoulder. It was so close. I'm like, Shelly, do you have a bird? I didn't know that she had birds. And she said, No, I've got my window open. And she has lilac bushes that are just full of birds, and you could hear the bird song. Did you know that when you listen to birdsong, it reduces your stress level and brings you down? Unless you find birdsong completely annoying. And then obviously it's not going to help. But there's been studies done showing that our body reacts to that birdsong in knowing that we're safe. Because if there's danger, you're not going to hear birdsong. And so it was just delightful this morning to spend a couple of minutes listening to that bird song. And I found myself, even though it was in Shelley's backyard, just taking some really nice deep breaths, which helps regulate your nervous system. The more regulated your nervous system is, the less often you have to soak. And so it takes the soaking that you do in magnesium and it helps it to become more efficient, meaning you don't have to soak as often. So buy one, get one free on our 32-ounce magnesium soak. Today is the last day. Last day, no ifs, ands, or buts. Even if you text, write in, oh, I missed it. I have to call that boundary of it's done tonight at midnight. It's finished. And so if you're wanting to stock up on your magnesium, it is limit 2 per order. But if you're wanting to soak up, um, to get your magnesium levels up because you recognize your stress has been increased, now is a great time to stock up. Oh, Harsh has a question from YouTube. And it says, Hi, ma'am. Hello, hello. Oh, let me bring it back down. Okay, I'm doing magnesium foot soak consistently, but I'm not feeling a difference. Is there something that is blocking its absorption? I use a glass vessel and do 30 minutes a day. Harsh. I am so glad that you asked this question. There are things that you can do. Magnesium shines the light on what your body is missing if we understand the communication. And over the last 25 years, I've watched for patterns as people soak. So we talked about one, and that is hydration. And some people will think that they're hydrated, but at the cellular level, they are not because their electrolytes are off. If I can convince you to add, even if appropriate for you, because remember, I'm not a doctor, not diagnosing, if it's appropriate for you, adding just one glass of electrolytes can be a game changer on the level of hydration and your body's ability to uptake that water at the cellular level. And so, not just increasing your water, but increasing your voltage also through electrolytes can be a game changer. Another one that I see being an issue is not enough taurine in your body to hold on to the magnesium, meaning you're soaking in the magnesium and then your body is not holding on to it. And taurine is a great way to stop that cycle. Now, over the years, because I always want to turn to food first, right? Even imperfect, food heals, even imperfectly. And when you're looking for taurine, there are specific foods that are rich in taurine. I've never seen someone, once they're low enough that they're not holding on to their magnesium, if taurine is the issue, I've never seen it happen with just food. And at that point, oh, oh, my knees, my legs going to sleep. Oh my gosh. Oh, my foot's asleep. Oh, hold on. Short break. Oh gosh. Oh, oh, oh. Gets the tingles. Sorry about that. Okay, back on topic. Back on focus. Um, and so I've never seen food be able to take and improve your taurine levels if they've dropped that low that you're not holding on to your magnesium. And so taking a supplement of taurine can be incredibly beneficial. Remember though, taurine in pill form is a synthetic nutrient. And if you take too much, it can drop your thyroid function. And we never want to drop thyroid function. And so starting out at the smallest dose with 500 milligrams and never exceeding 2000. And most people, not most, well, let me pull that word back. A lot of people at 2000 will start to experience their thyroid not functioning as well. And so that small dose of taurine can help hold your body onto it. And then another thing that we need to look at is inflammation levels. And if inflammation levels are very high, it's going to act as a block to that magnesium. And that's when I created the magnesium morning trifecta, because the best way to bring inflammation down is sunshine. The first 2 hours that the sun comes up being the most benefit of the light spectrum to bring our inflammation down. And if you can walk in that early morning sunshine, you are creating an environment that magnesium can move more efficiently by bringing down the inflammation and getting really nice reception at the receptor sites with your insulin and glucose. And so that early morning sunshine, walking, soaking in magnesium. Now, I call it the magnesium morning trifecta. It doesn't mean, because mornings are busy. I don't know about your house, but our house mornings are busy. And it doesn't mean you have to soak in the morning. If you can walk and get that sunshine in and then soak sometime throughout the day. Now, if you can, that's great. I know it doesn't happen for me very often like that. And so I want to make sure we're setting up realistic expectations of how the magnesium morning trifecta works. Now, another tool that you can bring in to drop inflammation levels is boron, ionic boron. And my favorite brand is Trace Minerals. It's in a blue bottle. That's my favorite brand. But ionic boron can bring down inflammation levels quickly. Back when I used to do the radio show, and I'd talk about things on the radio show, and then I'd drive as fast as I could back to the shop because people would be there with more questions. And a lot of times I would just have boron there that they could try. And I cannot tell you how many times people were like, that can't be happening that fast because knee pain or lower back pain or tightness in their shoulders drops within minutes of taking that ionic boron solution because boron helps drop inflammation. But again, it's a synthetic isolated nutrient, and we have to be careful when we add those, especially for those of you that have polycystic ovarian syndrome, where your body is converting too much of your hormones into testosterone. Adding boron will increase that conversion and aggravate polycystic ovarian syndrome. And so anytime that you and I are talking or you're listening to someone else, always filter what you've learned through what's best for your body. Because I'm not diagnosing, telling you what to do, just sharing thoughts of ways that you can bring that inflammation down because we don't want that block when we're soaking in magnesium. Now, another reason, Harsh, you didn't realize you were going to get like this overload. But when this happens, I don't want it to happen because typically those are the people who need magnesium the most. Another thing that happens is if you've had long term illness or long term constant stress, your vagal nerve tone is fried, for lack of a better word, and you don't have good nerve tone in that vagus nerve. And so it takes a while to heal that, and that's what gives you feedback in your body. I've also noticed and sleep, hydration, electrolytes, deep breathing, early morning sunshine are all tools to help tone that vagal nerve because that's what gives you feedback. It's the roaming nerve through your body and it gives you feedback as to what's to happening. I've also seen a pattern, people with migraines or people with intense pain, they have to learn how to shut off that vagus nerve because they're managing that intense pain. And so they don't get feedback from their body like other people would because that's helping them get through the intense pain. And again, all of those same things that we've talked about will help to decrease that pain. And let's see, we talked about taurine. Oh, B12. Taking desiccated liver with a whole food source of B12 is another great way to increase the benefit that you're getting from the magnesium because desiccated liver moves out stored iron. And when you have stored iron in your muscles and your iron isn't moving, we have a issue taking up magnesium. So if appropriate for you, taking desiccated liver helps to move that stored iron, and you got the whole food source of B12 in the desiccated liver. And so that helps it create synergy so that your body can start utilizing. So, Harsh, I hope that some of those things helped you in uptaking your magnesium and making it more beneficial so that you can achieve magnesium cell saturation. Okay, let's go. There was a couple other questions. Oh, taurine. Oh, how about combining it with omega 3s? In your experience, have you noticed any synergy there? Yes. Omega 3s build a bridge in your body, like a transport bridge. And I have seen a big difference. In fact, some people will soak in magnesium and their heels and their skin will start to crack and peel because their omega 3 fatty acid profile is low. And so adding in an omega 3 can be very beneficial to helping the magnesium become more efficient in your body. Now, I have to tell you, because my favorite source of omega has been out of stock for so long, which I respect because their supply chain, they don't just fill it with anything. As a company, a lot of companies do that. They lose their supply chain and just find it anywhere. And um, the company I was using doesn't do that. But it's been really hard to get my hands on. So I started taking a different omega. I was a little leery about it because of the processing, but I have to tell you, it's my favorite one I've ever taken. It's called kind of a different name, Fatty 15. Fatty 15. And the benefit of Fatty 15 is it works on the cytokine storm in your body. And if you're not getting the full benefit of magnesium, we know that you've got a cytokine storm in your body, and it works on, I think it's 17 or 18 different points that those can be causing inflammation. And I really, really like it. I'm really enjoying the benefits and experienced a boost about 10 days in. Experience the boost from the Fatty 15 is the brand name of those. So absolutely. Oh, David, I listened last week when you were speaking on stored iron. Is that measured by ferritin levels? Okay, so that's one of my concerns about bringing this up is it's incredibly individualized, and you have to look at a lot of things on your blood work. Yes, ferritin is one of those markers to look at, but it's not the only marker. And I have seen people with a copper deficiency n- have good ferritin levels and still have stored iron. So is it absolute? No. But if your ferritin is running high, it's an absolute yes in your stored iron. Or if your ferritin is low, also. And so, absolutely. And I've also heard it should be over 100. Okay. Oh, not sure which to believe. David, and that, okay. I, this, Okay, here's the thing, not a doctor, not diagnosing. I am sharing with you what's helped me. I would never let my ferritin get to 70 without taking drastic action to reduce it. I do much better, and I see that pattern in women that they not going over 40. Now, again, you do what's best for you. Take that information, do some research, but I would, I don't feel good. My arthritis flares. I just don't feel good if my ferritin levels are that high. And I'm someone who's been tracking my blood work for probably right around 20 years, that I track my inflammation numbers, my ferritin numbers, and a whole bunch of other numbers. And for me, my inflammation goes up if my ferritin is up in the 70s. But there are other things involved. And so it's not just a simple answer. It's a very nuanced of your individual blood work that on a live like this we can't do, but definitely something to look into. Definitely something to look into if you're interested in looking at people who carry lower numbers and keeping their inflammation down. Oh, you made a discovery. Oh my gosh, you are so kind. You are you are so kind. I'm glad that the lives have helped you. That's the whole reason I get on. Okay. Wasn't able to do Sylvia says she wasn't able to do the 30-day magnesium challenge in January, doing it now. Looking forward to the results I'll get. And truly, this is such a great time to soak in magnesium and get more movement from the magnesium because of the beautiful sunshine that we have more access to. And if you've had a hard time getting your numbers to move, that sunshine, that light therapy is a game changer at getting your numbers, your inflammation down, and your magnesium numbers up. Okay, now have something I've been dying to tell you about. So, if you're on right now and you ever used one of our magnesium boosted bath bombs, let me know. Like, and tell me what your favorite scent was. My focus is the magnesium soak. That is the foundation of everything I do and everything I talk about because it is the gateway to converting your stored vitamin D to active vitamin D, increasing your T cells. It's the gateway that you walk through. The spray can help give you some benefits, the lotion, the muscle cream, none of which are compared to the soak. And my daughter created, she's our cosmetic formulator. And she worked for years, and when I say years, I mean years, on making a bath bomb that had the magnesium soak in it, so that you were getting that boost of magnesium, and her and I both being loving bath bombs, and just that whole experience of scent and that happens when you use a bath bomb. We finally had to stop selling them, partly because of supply chain issues, and partly because making bath bombs messes with your warehouse. And we would have to completely cover and tear production down for the magnesium, and then would have to set it back up. And we never knew when we had to do that, depending on sales. And I had to get back to my main focus of magnesium soak. My daughter has missed those. Customers have missed those because we still, even though it's been years, we still get weekly and sometimes daily emails. Kristen, please, when are the bath bombs coming back? Tomorrow. Tomorrow. They're coming back tomorrow. And it was my daughter, Meg, that came up with a way that we can sell the bath bombs without having to sacrifice the production line of magnesium. And so it will be a subscription box. And to kick it off, that first, I'm not sure, week or two of sharing with people about the bath bombs and helping them understand the subscription box, you'll get 4 bath bombs a month, and the subscription box, you'll always receive about, I think it's 35 or 40% more with the little extras. We're going to surprise you every month. I learned a long time ago that we always need something to look forward to. And I have several subscriptions that show up because it's exciting to think about. And I never know what's going to be inside with the little extras. And so we decided that's how we could bring back the bath bombs. And so there will be a 3-month subscription, a 6-month subscription, and a 12-month subscription. And to kick it off, not only will you receive a little, not little, they're big bonuses, full size products. Not only will you receive extra products in your box that you get every month, for those that sign up, let me decide right now, let's say this, those who sign up in the first 2 weeks, starting tomorrow, depending on if you do 3-month, 6-month, or 12-month, like the 12-month, I will send you a free bundle, which is all my magnesium products. That's how excited I am. And then the 6-month is, oh, I think it's a muscle cream. I can't remember the second one. So the 6-month is a little smaller, and then the 3-month, you get the benefit of the extra gifts in the product. Now, here's another thing, the downside. The downside is I have a very limited amount of subscriptions that we can do. And when we hit that amount, they will be taken off of the website to sell. And it is our number one requested item, and we've been out of stock for several years. We haven't produced those. And so I have a lot of people waiting to get their hands on a subscription. And we had one lady say, only 4 bombs. I need at least 2 bombs a week. So she's buying 2 subscriptions to fulfill her need for bath bombs. And so if it's something that you're wanting to do, you're wanting to be a part of this subscription and get little bonus gifts every single month, plus 4 bath bombs, and the scent profile will change. You'll get 2 scents every month. So 2 of one scent, 2 of the other. And one of the things I had someone ask me, but Kristen, what if I don't like the scent? I'm building a gift closet. I love having something on hand that I can write a little thank you note and tell someone, thank you. Thank you for connecting with me, or thank you for the kind words. And so I'm building my little gift closet, and bath bombs are always a part of that gift closet. And my goal is to get to the point that I'm selling enough bath bombs that they are in their own warehouse, that I don't have to shut down, start back up other production lines. And so, for those of you who are supporting us and doing that in the beginning, that's why I added the gifts as my way of saying thank you for helping my daughter and I fulfill our dreams of bringing the bath bombs back. We're really excited, and that will happen. It starts tomorrow. April 1st. Tomorrow, that will kick off, and it's a very limited amount. I think it's 200. I have enough space for 200 people to sign up for that subscription. And once that's gone, and I have no idea if people will jump on it. I just, you never know. Some things I think that are just going to take off and they don't. And other things I think, oh, that's not going to work. And it blows up. So I have no idea how long that will last. It could go very quickly. It could take a couple of weeks. I'm just not sure. My daughter has a philosophy that I have incorporated into my own life. If you want it, get on it. Don't wait. So if you're someone who loves bath bombs, now our bath bombs have cocoa butter in them, and they're incredibly nourishing for your skin. And the only feedback that we got from the bath bombs is people with really oily skin did not enjoy the bath bomb. It was almost like it was too much for their skin. And so Keep that in mind as you're making that decision if you want to be a part of the bath bomb edits. And you can sign up for 3 months, you can sign up for 6 months, you can sign up for 12 months. The first 2 weeks, I am adding gifts as my way of saying thank you to help me build the bath bombs back to the point where we can just have them for sale all of the time. And so, if you want to be a part of that, I will be going live tomorrow. I typically only go live on Mondays and Wednesdays, but I will be going live tomorrow to announce that and and share with people how it will work and the gifts that they'll get. So excited about that. And I'd love to know any of you that are on if you've ever used our bath bombs. Oh, hello from Emmett. Hello, Sherry. When I tell people I soak in magnesium, they immediately think Epsom salts. Could you please explain the difference to your audience? Absolutely, I would love to. This is the number one thing that comes up for people. Well, I soak in Epsom salts, and that's great. You soak in Epsom salts, you get a relaxation of the muscles. I have defined my goal for magnesium. I have one goal for magnesium, and that is to achieve and maintain magnesium cell saturation so that my body is taking the stored vitamin D, converting it to active vitamin D. If you are low in vitamin D, we know that you're low in magnesium. And so that is my only goal. Epsom salts cannot get you to cell saturation. They're harder to absorb, there's less magnesium, and it's not as efficient at getting you to cell saturation as brine from the Zextine C from Zextine Inside. And so Epsom salts also have sulfates. Now, sulfates are great for your liver. Magnesium soap does not have sulfates. Some people will add the Epsom salts in while they soak in magnesium to get the benefit from the sulfate. More and more people have a hard time with Epsom salts because their liver is not breaking down the sulfates. If you've got high liver enzymes or fatty liver, you start having a hard time breaking down those sulfates and you don't feel good. Magnesium soak is the way, the fastest, the most efficient way to get your interstitial spaces so that your body can go to in between your cells and get the magnesium needed for organs, your heart, your pancreas, your stomach. It Epsom salts can relax your muscles, but that's muscle relaxation will happen when my body's at cell saturation. And so, definitely a step on the way, but not my ultimate goal with magnesium. And so, matching your goal with magnesium, do you want a relaxing dose or do you want a therapeutic dose? And Epsom salts are a relaxing dose. The type of magnesium that it is harder to absorb and incredibly difficult to move your magnesium red blood cell numbers. And we know that our magnesium red blood cell numbers match the interstitial space. They mirror each other. And so there's not a way to test the interstitial space, but Dr. Daniel has shown through his research over the years that the magnesium red blood cell matches the interstitial spaces. And so determining what your goal is. I don't want just a relaxing dose of magnesium. I want a therapeutic. I want enough magnesium that it changes my hormones, that it changes my fight or flight response, that it activates my vitamin D, that it decreases inflammation. And Epsom salts, plus there's also some issues with how they process Epsom salts that have been brought to light the last few years. And so a lot of people are turning away from Epsom salts because of the processing issues. My magnesium soap that I carry at Living the Good Life Naturally, which is buy one, get one. Today is the last day for that sale. We had another warehouse glitch, and it just seems silly to pay to get things taken care of versus passing that benefit on to clients. And today is the last day of that sale. Buy one, get one, indefinite shelf life. And hopefully, Sherry, that helped you be able to articulate when people say, "Oh, you're soaking in Epsom salts." No, that's a relaxing dose. I'm doing a therapeutic dose with the straight sea brine that is pumped right into the warehouse at Needham from the source in the Zechstein Sea pump, and it's the only place that you can get that is from Zechstein Inside. You can't get that from anywhere else. In fact, right now there's some court litigation going on because several companies are saying, "Oh, we get it from the Netherlands and the Zechstein," but unless they're getting it through Zechstein Inside, that's not where it's coming from. And there's another big magnesium supplier in the Netherlands, but they do road salt magnesium, which has impurities in it that I don't want to uptake in my body. So it's not only magnesium brine that has not been created in a lab, but it's magnesium brine from Zechstein Inside from that strata of the best, purest magnesium that hasn't been turned into a flake. Because once you turn that into a flake, it loses its ability to support therapeutic doses of magnesium to fill that interstitial space that we can test with the magnesium red blood cell test. And so, Sherry, let me know, did that help? Was there um, oh, Colleen, they are the bomb. Oh, lemon is in the first box. That's two of them in the first box that will start going out. Oh, Ruth, you don't need a moisturizer after soaking with the bath bomb. One and done, right? You're getting some magnesium, you've got that beautiful cocoa butter. And the reason that cocoa butter is so moisturizing is the cocoa butter that we use is not chemically extracted. It's done the old school way where you boil the cocoa butter and then you skim off what rises to the top. A much slower way to get cocoa butter, but you're getting the best quality cocoa butter versus chemical extraction of the cocoa butter, and it retains more of the nutrients. Oh, yeah, the cocoa and cream lotion. I haven't looked at that because we only do cocoa and cream lotion once a year, and I don't know if we're out of that or not. And so a lot of people stock up on the cocoa and cream. Yes, buy one, get one free magnesium soak. And those don't happen very often. Buy one, get one free. Limit two per order. It's not intended for wholesale. It's not intended for you to buy and then put on Etsy. We've got some people doing that. Um, it's not, yeah, so it's intended for people who are actively using the magnesium, and it's a limit of two. So you can buy two BOGOs. Buy one, get one free, two bottles, buy one, get one free, two bottles. So you can do a limit of four bottles at that buy one, get one free price. Oh, Rose, this is such a great question. Oh, Sherry, I'm so glad that it helped. Rose, Her question was, and we'll end with this one. Do you have an idea why my teeth and gums would become sensitive with increased soaking? Vitamin C deficiency. And I've got acerola being filled. Oh my gosh. I have acerola being filled right now, and it will be coming soon. It got stuck in port, but we've got it here. It's being filled in a, not the labs where I fill the magnesium soak, but an FDA, like, because you need a different filtration system when you do the acerola. And the when that happens with sensitive gums and increased bleeding, it's again the magnesium shining the light that we need more vitamin C in the body. And my favorite is acerola because of its strong copper core. And that copper also helps move iron through your body. And if you've ever been diagnosed with anemia, stored iron is a part of that problem. If you've ever been diagnosed with hormone issues, stored iron is a part of that problem. And that acerola is such a powerful way to increase your vitamin C levels. Oh, I am so excited, Rose. Um, and getting vitamin C in helps support adrenals because vitamin C helps to build collagen, and our adrenals sit in collagen. And if they don't have a good foundation, they're constantly stressed, which means you're constantly burning through your magnesium and in fight or flight. No healing happens in fight or flight. You can be doing all the things, and if you're in fight or flight, healing stops. And so coming out of fight or flight is incredibly important. And adding a good quality vitamin C from whole foods is a great way to support your adrenals. Oh, Rose, I'm so excited. Yeah. They I've been working on the acerola for a long time. My team has been working on it for a long time, and I just won't sacrifice the quality. Therefore, it took longer to get it here. I I don't want it processed with maltodextrin and all of that stuff. I just want the straight acerola powder. That's what I want. And I don't want high, and did you realize this? They're adding in acerola powders, they're taking high fructose corn syrup and getting vitamin C from that and adding it to acerola powders. No, 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 no. That's not quality. And so I'm really excited to say it's here, it meets the standard, it's amazing, and it's coming very soon. It's being bottled and labeled as we speak. Yay. Okay, I would love to know, what was your powerful takeaway from today? We've spent, oh gosh, 48 minutes with each other. Oh, oh wait, let me click over on Instagram comments. Oh, where to get the magnesium flakes? I would never use magnesium flakes because it's such an expensive way to get benefits. When you convert the brine to flakes, it has to be heated and gone through a process that increases the hydrochloric acid, which is hard on your acid mantle, and it decreases the amount of magnesium. So magnesium flakes are an incredibly expensive way, so I don't use them. Um, oh, Lyme's disease will block magnesium. And so Renee, she's been soaking for 4 months and finally feeling the benefits last month, because Lyme's disease blocks the magnesium uptake. And can I just say, Renee, Your tenacity is astounding to me. It inspires me to continue doing something that you're not feeling the benefit, and recognizing that your body needed more time and respecting that versus giving up is incredibly inspiring to me. So, way, yeah. Oh, in fact, Renee, reach out to and reach out to hello at livingthegoodlifenaturally.com, and I want to send you some magnesium. Like that inspires me because our response is to give, oh, that doesn't work, and we start blaming the magnesium instead of taking responsibility that our body's not even at a point to uptake it and continuing to take action. And I would love to send you some magnesium as a gift from me for that tenacity. That it's incredible. Okay, so Elias asks, in my experience and research, how do magnesium RBC affect energy levels for someone without a thyroid? It changes because someone without a thyroid has to add some other things to get the maximum energy, ATP energy boost at the cellular level. And that's why I've worked so hard to bring the acerola back. And the combination of the magnesium, the acerola, and the desiccated liver are going to give that person who doesn't have a thyroid the ultimate boost of energy. And so those three things together create a synergy for ATP energy at the cellular level. Oh my goodness, get a subscription for your wife. Okay, Mother's Day is coming up, and it when I give someone a gift of a bath bomb, their appreciation is more than any other gift I've ever given. And I even have a little room that I keep my gift wrap in. I love giving gifts, and appreciation when you give someone a bath bomb and after they've used it, you'll get a telephone call, you'll get an email, because they'll be like, that was incredible. And a lot of times it's something that people wouldn't buy for themselves. And so gifting that space of time to relax and nurture themselves. And so that makes me so happy to think of you grabbing a bath bomb subscription for your wife. It is a limited amount because of our space. My goal is to be selling enough that the bath bombs can have their own warehouse, so that it's just happening all of the time. And so if you know you're wanting it, get on it. It opens tomorrow. It opens up tomorrow. And the first 2 weeks, there's gifts and bonuses that you won't get any other time as I announce the bath bomb happening. Oh, I'm with you. I'm with you. I love the bath bomb so much. And I just say yes to that. Oh, takeaway. Thank you so much, G Gardening, for sharing your takeaway with me. Rest and get out of fight or flight to heal. And humming, putting your tongue between your teeth, mm, can help get you out of fight or flight. Bird song helps get you out of fight or flight. Deep breathing helps get you out of fight or flight. I do an this sounds silly. I do an app that has affirmations. In fact, I'll tell you my big dream is to have my own app that you get affirmations and different things that would support your journey of achieving and or creating and achieving cell saturation. I love this app. It has affirmations that you do, and our family hit a little bit of stress, and those affirmations popped up in my head and kept me grounded. And my grandfather would would probably roll over in his grave like, "What, an app?" But it helps me, and anything that helps me stay in rest and renew versus going into fight or flight. And I think collectively right now, with all of the unknown things that are happening in our country, we need to focus more on staying in rest and renew because magnesium burn rates are exploding. And the higher your magnesium burn rate, the more you have to soak. And that's why I will not give up on doing these lives. My goal is that you will understand other things that you can put into place so that you're decreasing how much you have to soak and holding on to that magnesium. Okay, so X out of that. It was delightful being with you today. Thank you for sharing with me your love of bath bombs. Just a reminder, it is the last day of buy one, get one free on the magnesium soak. Limit 2 BOGOs. So a total of 4. Um, oh, Teresa, I love that. Not healing. Yeah, healing doesn't happen. And if you've ever had the thought, oh, I've done all of these things and I'm not healing, let's look at your vagal nerve tone and your fight or flight response. And stepping in and regulating your nervous system slows down people's journey. And magnesium is the master mineral to do that. Right now, that magnesium BOGO, you can get 2 BOGOs per order, a limit of 4 magnesium 32-ounce bottles during the BOGO. It does end today. So today's the last day. Tomorrow, our bath bombs will be announced. We will open cart. I'm so excited because I have missed them and the boron is out of stock. Yeah, sometimes going to the company versus a selling partner that they're partnered with, you can find it. And that's why I I tend to stock up on things that I use because if you've got a company that's going out of stock, they're respecting their supply chain and their quality. And I don't want to run out of stock of things that support my health. And so I have stockpiles of things. Um, oh yes, Mary, thank you so much. Harmless Harvest coconut water, taking that Harmless Harvest coconut water and sprinkling some salt in that is a great way to help restore electrolytes. And it's simple and it tastes so delicious. And Harmless Harvest, from the beginning of my journey, has been the highest quality and maintained their quality even while the company has grown, which is becoming a rarity. As companies get bigger, they slash and you lose out on the quality of what they started with. Or a lot of times the company sells and then the investors who have bought are just focused on profit margin, not on health. And there's another sacrifice of the quality of the product you're putting in. And I love saying and sharing with you how much I love Harmless Harvest because of how good. AJ, how much coconut water and salt will vary on your body and your kidney function? And so I can't call that. I believe it was Shelley that was the first person I heard that said this, that said low and slow. Start low and slow. If you know you have kidney renal problems with your kidneys, you've got to watch your potassium. If you're on a water pill, you've got to watch your potassium. And so you really need to filter that through what your body can handle. I can drink the little bottle and add about a quarter a teaspoon of salt and I'm good, but that wouldn't work for everyone. And so low and slow, determining how your body works. And to me, it's about building that relationship with what I'm taking into my body. And so I know what happens if I don't get enough. I know what happens if I get too much. And in getting not enough and too much helps you determine where your place is with how much you need. And it's about building that relationship and showing up for your body and evaluating. It used to be when I evaluated what I'd been doing, it was a way that I just beat myself up. Like, oh, you didn't do this good enough, and oh, you didn't do this. And so a loving evaluation, looking yesterday, oh, I nailed my hydration. I'm getting back on track with my hydration. Now, the order in my home is still not coming as fast as I wanted it to, but I am getting back on track. Imperfect action creates optimal health. I'm living proof of that. You don't have to do it perfectly. I don't. I don't do it perfectly. There's the standard, and then there's real life application. And I'm okay with not hitting that standard, and I don't beat myself up about that anymore. So, in that evaluation of how your hydration is, be kind to yourself because that inner dialogue that's negative puts you in fight or flight. And so changing that inner dialogue helps you stay in rest and renew. And the master mineral that is the most important for nervous system regulation is soaking in magnesium. It was delightful being with you today. I'll see you tomorrow when we open the Bath Bomb subscription. It's really happening after all these years. It's happening. Have a great day.